It'll be Memphis and Virginia in the round of 32 here in Raleigh tomorrow. The Hoos will be looking to advance to the Sweet 16 for the first time since 1995. Now, this will be a battle of contrasting styles. 8-seed Memphis likes to run. They average 77 points per game. The Tigers are talented, having beaten defending national champion Louisville twice in the regular season. Virginia likes to play its half-court game and manage the clock. The Hoos lead the nation in scoring defense, setting up an intriguing matchup.
Do they have more team speed than us, and do we have a guy as quick as some of their guards? Perhaps not, but I think we have better athletes than you think. They're physical, but they know how they have to be. That test will be real. It will be very real.
We've got some great speed, quickness. We've got senior guards, and they have to match up with us as well too, and I know that's something that they'll have to prepare for, just like we have to prepare for them and their perimeter players.
They want to run, and I think that's what they pride themselves on, and we pride ourselves on stopping teams in transition and slowing teams down. So it's going to be a will. It's going to be a test of will.
It's one of our, our non-negotiables. One of our principles of our program is to get back, not allow any transition buckets, and I feel like we do a very good job of that.
Tip-off is scheduled for 8:40 here in Raleigh tomorrow night at the PNC Arena. The game is televised by TNT.
All right, thank you, Marty. There were 4 teams from the Marty Hutloff is live in Raleigh at the tournament as the Cavaliers now move on to face Memphis. Hey there, Marty.
It'll be Virginia and Memphis here tomorrow night, playing for a berth in the Sweet 16 in New York City on the line. The Hoos have just wrapped up their practice inside PNC Arena behind me. It was closed to the media. The Hoos are still alive after a little bit of a scare last night. Virginia fans were fired up before the game, but might have been a little nervous during it. Coastal Carolina shot 52% in the first half and led by as many as 10. Virginia found itself down by 5 at halftime.
They were making tough shots. We did let them get to the lane a little bit too easily, gave them too many open shots. In the second half, we just made them take tougher shots.
Virginia rallied after the break, pushing ahead for good with about 9 minutes left. The Hoos got big performances off the bench from Anthony Gill, who finished with 17 points, and Evan Nolte, who hit his first 3 shots, including 2 big three-pointers.
That felt great, and whenever you can come in there, especially if you don't get a lot of time, and help a team like that, it's always a great feeling, and what makes it better is that everybody's happy for him.
Evan, he was great. That's my roommate, and the whole game I was just telling him, let's go, roommate. Like, he was killing. That's a great example of someone who is all in for the team. He didn't play for a couple games before that, and just came in and hit some big shots.
How's it feel to survive and advance?
Oh, I mean, it feels good. That's the point of the tournament, right?
Up next, the Memphis Tigers. That's Virginia's opponent on Sunday. Memphis beat George Washington here in Raleigh by 5 points.
I've watched Memphis. Memphis has a unique style of play. They have small, quick guards that are very skilled all-around players, and they play a very fast-paced game. So, we're gonna try to slow them down with our defense.
Contrasting styles. They like to get out, push it in transition, play at a faster pace. So, we're looking forward to just trying to dictate it and get them playing at our tempo and kind of controlling the pace of the game tomorrow.
Memphis likes to run. Virginia likes to slow it down. It's a battle of contrasting styles, as Joe Harris said. We will hear more from both teams, including those Memphis Tigers, when I see you later tonight at 10 and 11 o'clock.
All right, thank you, Marty. There are 4 against Coastal Carolina. Hey there, Marty.
Good evening, everyone, and keep in mind a #1 seed has never lost to a 16 seed in the NCAA tournament. That shouldn't change here tonight. Virginia is a 21-point favorite over Coastal Carolina. Coastal Carolina has never won a single game in the Big Dance. They are 0-2 all time. The last loss coming in 1993 to Michigan's Fab Five. The Cavaliers are staying humble, partly because the last time they played in the NCAA tournament 2 years ago, they lost by 26 points to Florida in the first round. Virginia is playing with higher expectations this year, and the guys say they're ready to roll.
It's very exciting. A lot of energy in Raleigh, a lot of energy even at the hotel. We're very excited to be here. But we're going to try to take it one game at a time, not get too ahead of ourselves.
Everyone's pretty level-headed. This team doesn't get too excited or too low on themselves, as you guys probably have seen some of the games. So I mean, everyone's pretty level-headed going into the game, and just knowing that we got to go out there and play as hard as we can because you can't take Coastal Carolina lightly.
Just sticking to what we do. It's what we do. It's been our game plan all year long. It's defending, keeping guys out of the paint, rebounding, and taking good shots in the offense.
There have already been 2 games today here in Raleigh, including the biggest upset of the tournament so far. For more on that, I'll send it back to you, Mike, in the studio.
All right, thank you, Marty.
The NCAA tournament basketball games here in Raleigh begin tomorrow. It starts with Duke and Mercer tipping off at 12:15, and it culminates with the night game tipping off at 9:25 between Virginia and Coastal Carolina. Now, all 8 teams that will be playing here in Raleigh today had their pre-tournament shoot-around. We got our first look up close and personal at Coastal Carolina. The Chanticleers got the automatic berth in the NCAA tournament after winning the Big South Conference Championship. They rely heavily on their high-scoring guards.
You know, they have a lot of guys that are, you know, very capable, and they're, unbelievable. I think at the guard spot, they have 3 guys that average over 14 a game, 2 guys that are consistently around 17. They present a lot of challenges, but at the same time, we're excited to play against them.
I mean, they also have athletic big men who can crash the glass, who make post moves. So I mean, they're a good team. They're talented.
Coastal Carolina is coached by 68-year-old Cliff Ellis. Now in his 7th season at Coastal, he has the Chanticleers in the big dance for the first time in 21 years. He previously had a lot of success coaching at both Auburn and Clemson. I asked him about Virginia.
Anytime you can win the ACC regular season and win the tournament, having been in the ACC, that's special. We got to protect the ball because they're not going to turn it over a lot. I think rebounding is the key. I think we got to make some shots, and we got to keep them from making them.
What's the key to getting off to a good start in the NCAA tournament for you guys?
Just doing what we've been doing, just playing defense and having that competitive edge that we like to carry, almost like a chip on our shoulder.
There's no new philosophies going into these games. At this point, who you have your identity as a team. It's just about who can come in the most prepared and the most rested.
Virginia is listed as a 21-point favorite for tomorrow night's game against Coastal Carolina. Live in Raleigh, North Carolina, covering the Who's, Marty Hutloff, NBC 29 Sports.
Thanks, Marty.
Good evening, everyone. We are live inside PNC Arena in Raleigh. The NCAA tournament basketball games began today around the country. The 4 games that will be played here in Raleigh begin tomorrow. Now, all 8 teams that will be playing here in Raleigh had a pre-tournament shoot-around today, including Virginia's first game opponent, Coastal Carolina. The Chanticleers are in the big dance for the first time in 21 years. Virginia will be looking for its first NCAA tournament win in 7 years. The Who's ranked #1 in the nation in scoring defense. Virginia is a big favorite for tomorrow and a 1 seed in the NCAA tournament for the first time since 1983.
I think you can only recruit so many good players. There's such talent out there, and those other schools are doing a good job. So I definitely think that the gap has shrunk, and I think there's for sure more parity.
There is parity in college basketball. We've already seen 3 big upsets today in the big dance, including tonight, 12-seed North Dakota State knocking off 5-seed Oklahoma. Coming up later in sports, you will hear from the Wahoo players on tomorrow night's big game.
All right, Marty Hutloff live in Raleigh tonight. Thanks, Marty.